Hi, this is Matthew again. Today I want to talk to you about the beliefs of Islam. What do they believe? Islam is one of the world's major monotheistic religions, following the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, who is believed to have received revelations from Allah, God, in the early 7th century in Mecca, now in modern-day Saudi Arabia. With over 1.8 billion believers worldwide, Islam has a rich and diverse practices that are shaped by its core beliefs and teachings. What are some of the core beliefs of Islam? The core beliefs of Islam are encapsulated in the 5 pillars, which serve as the foundation of a Muslim's faith and practice. These pillars are the declaration of faith or shah, prayer or salah, fasting during Ramadan or Psalm, giving alms or zakat, and pilgrimage to Mecca or Hajj. These pillars guide Muslims in their daily lives and spiritual growth, emphasizing the importance of worship, charity, self-discipline, and unity within the Muslim community. In addition to the 5 pillars, Muslims also believe in the 6 articles of faith, which include belief in Allah, His angels, His revealed books, His prophets, the Day of Judgment, and predestination. These beliefs emphasize the importance of monotheism, prophecy, and divine accountability in Islam. Where can you find some of these beliefs? Most are found in the holy books of Islam. The primary holy book of Islam is the Quran, which is believed to be the literal word of Allah as revealed to the Prophet Muhammad over a period of 23 years. Muslims regard the Quran as the final and unaltered revelation of God, containing guidance for all aspects of life, including moral, social, and legal teachings. The Quran is written in Arabic and is recited and memorized by Muslims around the world as an act of worship. In addition to the Quran, Muslims also revere the Hadith, which are collections of sayings and actions of the Prophet Muhammad recorded by his companions. The Hadiths serve as a valuable source of guidance for Muslims on matters not explicitly addressed in the Quran, providing insights into the Prophet's character and behavior. What are some of the key verses in Islam? Several key verses in the Quran shape the core beliefs of Islam and serve as guiding principles for Muslims. One of the most well-known verses is the opening chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-Fatiha, which asserts the oneness of God and requests His guidance and mercy. Other key verses include Surah Al-Baqarah, which emphasizes the importance of faith, prayer, and charity, and Surah Al-Ikhlas, which affirms the monotheistic nature of Allah. Where do Muslims get the idea that it is okay to kill non-believers? The treatment of non-believers in Islam is a complex and nuanced topic that is addressed several verses in the Quran. One of the key verses in this regard is Surah Al-Baqarah 2-191, which states, "And kill them wherever you find them, turn them out from they have turned you out, and al-fit, disbelief, is then killing." In order to properly understand the context of this verse, it is important to consider the historical circumstances in which it was revealed. It was revealed at a time when the early Muslim community was facing persecution and hostility from the Quraysh tribe in Mecca. The Muslims were being driven out of their homes and subjected to various forms of oppression, and the verse can be seen as giving permission to defend themselves against their aggressors. In terms of interpretations, there are a variety of perspectives within the Muslim community regarding the treatment of non-believers. Some scholars argue that this verse should be understood in the historical context in which it was revealed, and that it does not advocate violence against non-believers in general. They point out that the verse specifically addresses the situation faced by the early Muslims in Mecca and should not be applied universally. On the other hand, there are those who interpret this verse more literally and believe that it justifies violence against non-believers in certain circumstances. This interpretation has been used by extremist groups to justify acts of terrorism and violence in the name of Islam. Throughout history, these verses have been understood and applied in different ways. During the early Islamic conquests, some Muslim rulers used these verses to justify their expansion and conquest of non-Muslim lands. However, other Muslim rulers emphasized peaceful coexistence and tolerance towards non-believers. In modern times, the issue of the treatment of non-believers in Islam continues to be a source of controversy and debate. There are those who argue that Islam promotes violence and intolerance towards non-believers, while others emphasize the importance of peaceful coexistence and dialogue. It is important for Muslims to approach these verses with a nuanced understanding of their historical context and to interpret them in light of the broader principles of peace, justice, and compassion that are emphasized in the Quran. Ultimately, the Quran teaches that all human beings are deserving of respect and dignity, regardless of their beliefs, and Muslims are called to uphold these values in their interactions with non-believers. How does the Quran talk about how Muslims are to treat Jews and Christians? Throughout history, there have been conflicts and misunderstandings between Muslims, Jews, and Christians, stemming from a combination of religious, cultural, and political factors. One source of tension has been the theological differences between the three faiths, particularly regarding the nature of God, the role of Jesus, and the status of prophets. Another factor contributing to conflicts is the historical interactions between Muslims, Jews, and Christians in various regions, leading to competition for resources, political power, and religious dominance. These interactions have at times been marked by violence, discrimination, and prejudice, further exacerbating tensions between the three communities. What does the Quran say about Jesus? Who is he? Jesus, also known as Isa in Arabic, holds a special place in Islam as one of the most revered prophets. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, mentions Jesus and his mother, Mary, numerous times, highlighting his miraculous birth and his many feats. According to Islamic belief, Jesus is not considered to be the Son of God, but rather a prophet chosen by Allah to guide humanity. Muslims believe that Jesus was born to Mary without father, as a miracle from God. The Quran describes his birth in Surah Maryam, stating, "Behold, the angels said, O Mary, Allah has chosen you and purified you, chosen you above the women of all nations." Quran 3:42. Jesus is considered to be a messenger of God, sent to bring the message of monotheism to the people of his time. Muslims believe that Jesus performed many miracles, such as healing the sick and raising the dead, by the will of Allah. While Jesus is respected as a prophet in Islam, Muslims do not believe in the concept of the Trinity or that Jesus is the Son of God. Instead, Jesus is seen as a human being who was chosen by God for a specific mission. One of the key beliefs in Islam regarding Jesus is the concept of his second coming. Muslims believe that Jesus will return to earth in the last days to defeat the false Messiah, Dajjal, and establish justice and peace. This belief is in line with Islamic teachings about the end times and the final judgment. Overall, Jesus holds a special place in Islam as a revered prophet who brought a message of love, compassion, and justice. Muslims respect and honor Jesus as a messenger of God and strive to follow his teachings of kindness and righteousness. Another question many outside Islam have is, what is the cultural and religious significance of Muslim women's attire? One of the most distinctive aspects of Muslim culture is the attire worn by Muslim women, which varies across different regions and traditions. The most common form of Muslim women's attire is the hijab, a headscarf that covers the hair and neck, which is worn as a form of modesty and piety in Islam. Other forms of attire include the niqab, which covers the face, and the burqa, which covers the entire body, leaving only the eyes exposed. The significance of Muslim women's attire lies in its adherence to Islamic principles of modesty and privacy, which are emphasized in the Quran and Hadith. By wearing the hijab, Muslim women demonstrate their commitment to their faith and their desire to maintain their religious identity in a diverse and often secular world. What are some common misconceptions and stereotypes about Muslim women? Despite the cultural and religious significance of Muslim women's attire, there are many misconceptions and stereotypes surrounding the treatment of women in the Muslim community. One common misconception is that Muslim women are oppressed or forced to wear the hijab against their will, when in fact many women choose to wear the hijab as a personal and religious choice. Another stereotype is that Muslim women are inherently submissive or inferior to men, when in reality Islam teaches equality and mutual respect between men and women. The Quran emphasizes the importance of justice, kindness, and compassion towards all members of society, regardless of gender. However, this is not always the case, as women are not always treated with respect and dignity. Given the major differences between Islam, Jews and Christians, how can we promote a better understanding and dialogue with them? In order to promote better understanding and dialogue between Muslims, Jews, and Christians, it is important to recognize and respect the diversity of beliefs and practices within each community. By engaging in open and honest conversations, sharing knowledge and experiences, and challenging stereotypes and prejudices, we can work towards building bridges of understanding and cooperation. It is also crucial to educate ourselves about the history, culture, and teachings of Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, in order to appreciate the shared values and principles that unite us as human beings. By fostering a climate of tolerance, empathy, and mutual respect, we can overcome conflicts and misunderstandings and strive towards a more harmonious and peaceful coexistence. In conclusion, Islam is a diverse and complex faith with rich traditions and beliefs that shape the lives of millions of people around the world. By understanding the core beliefs and practices of Islam, as well as the historical, cultural, and religious factors that contribute to conflicts and misunderstandings, we can work towards promoting greater understanding and mutual respect among Muslims, Jews, Christians, and all members of society. Through dialogue, education, and empathy, we can build a better relationship with our non-Christian neighbors. I hope this gives you a better idea of what Muslims believe and gets you interested in learning more about the differences between the beliefs of Muslims and Christians. Hopefully, Knowing more about Islam will enable you to have more productive conversations with them and possibly lead them to faith in Jesus Christ. To study more about the events that are occurring today, watch some of our other videos. Nehemiah Reset's mission is to assist Christians in developing a biblical worldview as it pertains to relevant cultural and biblical issues. We seek to inform Christ's followers, equip them, and mobilize them into action to vote for their biblical values and to actively engage the culture. We are also committed to help Christians and non-believers develop a better biblical view. Nehemiah Reset produces videos and ebooks to assist members of the church in developing a biblical worldview when it comes to cultural issues. We produce videos on key topics like public school indoctrination, the woke agenda, sex education, equity and inclusion, climate change, immigration, religious freedom, and much, much more. To learn more about Nehemiah Reset or to watch some of our videos about the culture and to build your biblical worldview, go to our website at nehemiahreset.org or our rumble.com channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Thank you for watching this video from Nehemiah Reset. We hope you found it informative and helpful. Our mission is to assist Christians in developing a biblical worldview as it pertains to relevant cultural issues. We seek to inform Christ's followers, equip them, and mobilize them into action to vote for their biblical values and to actively engage the culture. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our Rumble, YouTube and Facebook channels. You can also visit our website at nehemiahreset.org to learn more about our vision, our resources, and our upcoming events. Thank you for your support and God bless you.